What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It was like you could hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, this video is going to be mostly about POLITRICKS. I decided to put the more serious conversation in this other top of the blog, all the bullshit in the last one, and now we're going to talk about some more serious stuff. First up, you guys know we have less than 2 weeks now for Election Day, and I'm just going to continue to tell everybody that I hope that you have a plan in place for Election Day. If you don't take advantage of early voting, my opinion is everybody needs to take advantage of early voting just to be sure that you don't get caught up or held up on actual November 5th election day. Let's talk about your girl Kamala. I think Kamala actually is going to be here in Atlanta today because I saw on Instagram that they were allowing people to sign up to see her speak. I think that Barack Obama is going to be with her today. They pulling out the big guns now. Like I said, we are on that last stretch of road. Now we are trying to appeal to the black male vote. And what better way to do that than from Barack Obama? Well, we'll see, because, some people don't even like Barack Obama, but a lot of, black men didn't necessarily like Barack Obama either, so, my brothers, oh, you guys are so exhausting. It's so exhausting. That's neither here nor there. We do see that Kamala Harris is cracking down, or actually she is putting her foot on the neck of YSAP, and she is not letting that enemy from within statement go. Okay, because at this point, we just need to continue to remind people that even his own cabinet, even the people that worked with him in his first term as y'all stupid ass president, those people are saying that he is not fit to run this country any longer. So she is going to continue to press that information on home so that people can understand that if folks that actually worked with him, including his vice president, Mike Pence, and if they can't endorse him, then why do you guys believe that this man should still be running the free country? She's mentioned the fact that YSAP at one time must have said that he does admire Adolf Hitler because he was a man who was about his business, okay, and didn't, he was tough. And he did what he had to do. That's kind of how YSAP sees Adolf Hitler. Yeah, if you wanna pick at a community, then definitely saying something like you like Hitler is going to affect the Jewish community. You cannot say things like that without there being some repercussions. So that is why she is continuing to speak about that. The enemy within, the fact that YSAP said that he wants the military to be loyal only to him, that he has problems with the Constitution, and that he even has plans, or he wants to dismantle the Constitution. Okay, so when it comes to the military, he wants to be the person that they are loyal to. Even if he says for them to do something illegal, he feels that if he is the commander in chief, that he should be able to do, say that to them, and that they should follow through on his orders, even if it's illegal. And we know he thinks that because the Supreme Court has basically made him feel like he can do that, because we know the Supreme Court says that in the capacity of a president, if you have to make the decision to do something illegal, then you should be exempt from any type of, punishment. So you basically are giving this man free will to just go out there and do whatever the fuck he want to do. So he wants to use the military, even if it's to the point of turning the military on a fellow American. All right. Traitorous type of talk. And Kamala is going to continue to talk about it. I know people are saying, well, she's not talking about policy and all this. I'm just like, I hear policy about this woman all the fucking time about, buying a new house and cutting taxes and doing something about inflation and giving money towards small businesses and doing this and doing, and I still don't understand what else y'all want this woman to be saying about her fucking policy. What is YSAP's policy? How about we go there? Okay. We know what he is the most intent on is the border. Didn't do nothing about the fucking, he ain't got a plan no damn where for nothing. But he gonna continue to talk about this border and them letting illegals in that's coming over here and killing everybody, even though we know that many of the last mass shootings that we've had were not any illegals. Okay? They were, for the most part, white men that were born and bred here in the United States. So it's like, oh, child, I tell you. I was listening to the radio this morning and I was getting frustrated. I was just like, I'm going to have to turn this channel because here y'all go again. People want to say that Kamala avoids questions and things like that. YSAP does the same thing. I mean, they're politicians. There are things that are done on both sides. Okay. Somebody told me that I am biased and that I'm unable to see where Kamala has her issues or her fault because I hate YSAP so much. I know that Kamala is not a perfect candidate. Nobody is. But I hate YSAP with a passion. So yes, when you come here, you're going to get the bias. All right. You ain't got to point it out. But I mean, I do know that she's not perfect. So I don't agree with that statement that I don't see any wrong in Kamala. I just don't see any right at all in YSAP. But yeah, YSAP, we know he has said that he gonna go after the people that pissed him off, while he was in office, when he got out of office, and if he gets back in there, he going after them journalists, he going after those politicians that are not falling in line, he's going after the judges. He wants to attack everybody that is not on the same page as him. So yeah, YSAP, no love for him here, never ever will be. I know one thing though. I bet you that Rudy Giuliani, I bet you he is kicking himself in his ass right now. I forgot to get the damn information in my notes, but I ain't got to give you the particulars. I ain't got to give you the specifics. I can just give you the story. So we know about the 2 election workers here in Georgia during the last election. YSAP and his cronies, including Giuliani, who was his lawyer, they kept saying that the election was stolen, right? And Giuliani was double downing on it and blaming these 2 women, saying their names. We knew who they, their likeness. We knew what they looked like and everything. He kept on saying that they were the ones responsible for it. He did it so much. We already know that YSAP and his supporters are not all wrapped that tight, when we're talking about the far, far right ones that he has. So they were harassing those ladies to the point where they couldn't even be in their own city that they lived in. They go to the grocery store, somebody come up to them, say something to them, and all that. They were stressed the fuck out and felt like their lives was in danger and all this. And these are just 2 fucking poll workers. Like, why am I going through all this? I'm trying to help y'all out counting these fucking ballots, and now I've got to be worried about maybe somebody trying to unalive me while I'm at fucking Walmart? No. So when they sued YSAP and all them, they ended up winning that case. And remember, it was like some $100 and something million judgment against Rudy Giuliani. Child, now the chickens is coming home to roost because these ladies are like, okay, we want to start collecting on our winnings, which means that Giuliani now has to forfeit the things that he owns so that he can try to start settling this bill. Meaning, he has an apartment in New York, he's got a place in Florida, he's got jewelry, he's got all of these assets and everything, and they are liquidating that shit and they taking it. I think he has till a week or 2 away from today, where he needs to give all that stuff over to, their legal team so they can start collecting on it. And I know he has got, YSAP then went on with his life. He don't say shit about Giuliani. You don't even think, I don't even know if they still are friends. I saw somewhere the other day that Giuliani's kids were saying how they hate YSAP and how they feel like he was the worst thing that happened to their father. And I was just like, yes, because that man let YSAP ruin his whole fucking legacy. Now you ain't got shit to show for nothing. You got to give all your stuff up. YSAP that moved on, honey. He went on to use other people now. Let you figure your shit out over there. You ain't gonna have a fucking pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. But you was so loyal to YSAP, and look what he's done for you. Has the nigga even gave you a weekend free pass at the at his resort down there in Florida? Yeah, he ought to be sick, because Rudy Giuliani's name was not negative. It was not associated with anything negative until there were some people, I'm sure, that did not like Giuliani in New York, but his whole legacy is just ruined, completely ruined, and he ain't gonna have nothing left when them people finish with him. And we don't feel sorry for him, because he was big and bad when he was doing it. All right. But how quickly we learn. YSAP just kind of chew you up and spit you on out and moves on. And yeah, he ought to be feeling really, really sorry right now. He tried to file bankruptcy, they said, and the judge was just like, no, we ain't doing that. And I think that he didn't claim like some of his residents and everything. They done found out about all that. They was like, hand it all over. We gonna take all of that. And yeah, that's really unfortunate. That is terrible. You ain't all your shit that you could have left your kids, your grandkids, your future grandkids and all of that, all gone. And when people talk about Giuliani, they're going to talk about how he went out, not how he started. Yes, you had to learn the hard way, right? I forgot to tell you guys, and we were talking about Barack Obama. Did you guys see when Barack was down there in Detroit, or up there in Detroit, and he was introduced by Eminem, and then Barack came out there? I was like, oh, that was kind of like a fanboy moment. Like, I felt like he really, really is an Eminem fan. I think I remembered him saying that he was an Eminem fan in the past. But for him to get up there and be quoting "Lose Yourself," that's why I just love Barack. He's so relatable. I love him. I know you guys gonna be like, he just pandering, but I don't care. He's my forever president. He can fucking rap all he wants. Also, while we're talking about POLITRICKS, we can talk about Charlemagne. Charlemagne the God has sent a cease and desist to. I said, I bet you ain't been one presidential campaign that's been met with more cease and desist than YSAP's campaign has. Okay, because honey, people were sending him all kind of cease and desist. They couldn't use his music, couldn't use Celebrate. I think Kool and the Gang told him don't be playing they shit there. Okay. Go on and do that YMCA shit if that's what you want to do, but leave Kool and the Gang out of it. I know you guys have seen it, because I see the commercial numerous times a day. I hear it on the radio numerous times a day, but it's the commercial for YSAP where they have DJ Envy and Charlemagne the God talking about transgendered prisoners getting a sex change operation in prison, and that that the taxpayers' dollars is going towards it. The way that the commercial airs or shows, it makes you feel like Charlemagne and DJ Envy are actually agreeing with YSAP, because we know that YSAP believes, like the commercial says, he Kamala's for them, he is for us. Okay, now when did you guys ever feel like YSAP was for y'all? All right, anyway, I'm moving back. Let's not get off track here. So the way the commercial seems, it makes it seem like they're agreeing with YSAP and like they're supporting YSAP. However, Charlemagne said that is not, the conversation was taken out of context. They were talking about it and saying how they can understand how people would have a problem with their tax dollars going towards transgendered prisoners getting a sex change operation. Like, that is not where they would want their tax dollars to go. So Charlemagne was saying, yeah, I can understand why people would get upset because, yeah, I don't want my fucking tax money to go towards that. And that was the little sound clip that they used for the commercial to make it seem like they were agreeing with YSAP. You guys understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, cease and desist. Take that shit down. Now, I just heard the commercial this morning on my way to work, so I don't know what has happened with the cease and desist. I don't know if YSAP has decided to heed the cease and desist, or if he was just like, nigga, who the fuck is you? I do what the hell I want to do over here. But yeah, there was a cease and desist that was sent out, so we'll see if that commercial gets scrapped or not. What else is happening in POLITRICKS? Yeah, like I said, Kamala's going to be here in Georgia. She is hopscotching all over America. Her and YSAP, they both look exhausted. YSAP though looks very, very tired. Like he looks so tired that he can't even try to come up with new vocabulary. He just be like, "Oh yeah, very good in the history of the world." Like everything is just like, yeah, everything was the best thing ever. Like he's tired. All right. And Kamala, understandably so, is tired as well because she came in at the last minute and she's been having to run a whole full campaign that people usually have months and months and months and a year to do. She's only been able to do that for the last few months. So she's tired. He's tired. Fuck, I'm tired. We all fucking tired. If you guys could just stop sending me these emails. Okay, because I get an email every day. Here y'all go asking me for $25. Kamala, I done gave $40. I'm going to need y'all to figure that $40 out the best way you can. Okay? Like your mama used to tell you, baby, make that $40 work. Whatever you want at the mall, you got $40. Okay? That's all you got. Make it work. And that's what I'm telling Kamala. Please stop. Because they say that Bill Gates gave her $300 million. Child, was it 300? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me not go too far. $50 million. He donated $50 million to her campaign. Okay, so I'm just like, listen, that ought to take up the last little bit of whatever y'all needed. And so I would appreciate if y'all would quit texting me and emailing me. Listen, I'm gonna be glad when this shit is over. And I was just talking to Debbie yesterday, and Debbie was saying how she was stressed out and all that. And I was like, listen, it ain't nothing else you can do at this point. Everybody do their part, vote, make sure that the people around you vote. And that is all you can do. I promise you I ain't going to be stressed about it. I am not. Okay? Because I done did what I had to do. Let's hope that everybody does what they have to do too, and we ain't got to deal with this motherfucker no more. Okay? All right. That's it for that, you guys. Next story. All right, you guys. So the CDC put out a statement saying that 10 people had been hospitalized and an elderly person had actually passed away from E. coli. There has been a recall of sorts on the McDonald's Quarter Pounder burger. Specifically on the meat patties that are used in the Quarter Pounder. The Quarter Pounder uses a different meat patty than like the Big Mac and the cheeseburgers and the hamburgers and everything, because that's why it's called a Quarter Pounder. It's more meat. Okay. And they're saying that at least in 10 states so far, these people got patties, I'm assuming they were frozen, that were not infected, that were tainted by the E. coli germ. Is that the right word to use? Not germ. E. coli bacteria. So those states, let me tell you, right now they're saying 49 people actually have fallen ill, even though it was just the 10 people. So a good handful of people have gotten sick. They're thinking that it's the patties as well as the slivered onions. I never get slivered onions at McDonald's. Not because I'm worried about, them being been having bacteria on them or anything, but because the diced onions are free. Maybe you can get them diced onions on anything, because I think the diced onions are dehydrated as opposed to the sliced ones that they have are actual, regular onions. Anyway, the 10 states that they're saying was affected is Colorado, Nevada, Nebraska, Utah, Wyoming, Iowa, Idaho, Missouri, Montana, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. That feel like that's more than 10 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that was 11 places. But anyway, those are the states that they said that they had some cases of people getting sick from E. coli. You guys know I am a McDonald's girl. However, I don't eat all that other shit. I just get me a Big Mac meal or some nuggets. Okay. But we gonna stay a little clear of McDonald's for now because the bitch can't afford to be getting no damn E. coli. So I need you guys to be careful out there. If that is a place that you frequent, you take your kids there for snacks or after school lunch, between lunch and dinner kind of thing. You just be careful and be aware that I think that everybody just need to cool out on McDonald's for a little while till they work this E. coli thing out. Okay. All right. Next story. All right, you guys, this story is actually pretty sad about the gangway collapse in Georgia. Did you guys see that on the news? So there was a group of people that were down in Sapelo Island, Georgia. I'm assuming that this is closer to like Hilton Head, like in South Carolina, Savannah, like down in that area. They said that there was a group of people that was there that was celebrating the Gullah Geechee community, which is a community where the Africans back in the slave days, they settled, in that area. So they were there celebrating whatever they were celebrating. Okay. And they were supposed to be getting on a ferry. There were a number of elderly people there. A lot of them, some of them were in wheelchairs. A lot of them needed assistance getting onto the gangway. This was a boat dock, that the people were getting on to actually get onto the ferry. Some people even needed assistance getting these older people onto the gangway and everything. And this gangway, apparently, they said that has been repaired back in 2021, that they strengthened the gangway and that it was supposed to hold somewhere around 200, 300 people. And so they were very confused that with the 20, I think they said it was about 20 people that were actually on the gangway waiting for this ferry that was coming back in. They were on there and then they heard a crack, and the next thing they knew, the thing gave way and all those people that were on that gangway fell into the water. Okay. Of course, nobody has on life jackets or anything because they're thinking that they're about to get on the boat. They probably would have got one once they got on the boat, but they couldn't even get on the boat because it had collapsed. And sadly, there were 7 people that were victims and ended up dying because they couldn't swim and people could not get there to save them. Those people's names, let me give you guys the names. Hold on. Those 7 names are Carlotta McIntosh, Charles Houston, Queen Welch, William Johnson Jr., Isaiah Thomas, Cynthia Gibbs, and Jacqueline Cruz Carter. All right. And real sad because I saw the video and, one woman was saying how it was just horrific. She just was looking and it just was a whole bunch of people and pandemonium and chaos and terror in the water. People going under and you're not seeing them come back up. Them not being able to get to certain people. You saw old people holding on to just like a little piece of metal, just trying to hold on to their lives. Yeah, I would have been sick. The families of the victims that were, unfortunately killed in this incident have retained Ben Crump's office, his law office, to represent them. So Ben Crump has said that they are asking for a federal investigation on this bridge and find out who's responsible. So yeah, there's definitely going to be lawsuits coming down the pike there, but very, very sad. And the fact that they were they were older people, it's just like a horrible way to go. Nobody was expecting to lose their life that day, especially not on no gangway, so it's just, yeah, such a terrible story. So prayers up for the families, of those victims there. Hopefully you guys get some justice in this situation. All right, next. You guys, I'm gonna get on off of here, run into PetSmart, pick up Louis some food, and then I am going to run to Chipotle pick me up a bowl, and take it on back to work. All right, we do this every single week, so make sure you thumbs up the video, thumbs up the videos, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back.